Bang! Neeves Knives. I'm Jared, and today I'm going to test one of my edges on cut-proof sleeves. I'm a professional knife sharpener, and through my knife sharpening journey, I've acquired the skills to get edges incredibly sharp. So I want to test my edge on cut-proof sleeves. First, I'll take a factory knife with a factory edge and test it on the cut-proof sleeves, and then I'll take the exact same knife model with one of my edges and see how it compares to the factory edge on cut-proof sleeves. So the stones I'm using are the Neeves resin bonded diamond stones. Chose these stones because I love the way they sharpen. I like the edges that come off of them, especially when you're bringing an edge to a very high grit or low micron, when you're bringing it to a mere polish. I love the way these make an edge. They leave a lot of bite, and it makes it to where you can have a mirror polished edge with bite, which is what I want. I don't want a mirror polished edge that's going to be slick. I want teeth on the edge, even though it's going to be a polished edge. So I have sharpened this knife already a couple times. I wanted to make sure I was into some really good steel. And for the first cut test, I'm going to bring it to a high polish. I chose a polished edge, or I'm choosing a polished edge because it's Nitro V. Nitro V does good with a polished edge. It takes an incredibly sharp polished edge. But if the polished edge, because I don't know how the cut test material, the cut resistant material, reacts to toothy or polished. I'm not sure. So, if all else fails, we will go down and put a toothy edge on it if the polished edge fails. So now this is the final stone. It is a 3/2 micron resin bonded Neeves stone, approximately 5,000 grit. We will bring this to a strop after this, possibly. That is sharp. So I put a 1/4 micron gunny juice on a leather strop. Really, I don't even need to really strop from here. The burr is pretty clean off of the apex, but I'm just going to give it a couple very gentle light passes. And this being a 1/4 micron, it is even, I don't know what that equals to in grit. This is scary sharp. So I wanted something to put in the sleeve. I obviously don't want to use my own arms. So I went out in the woods and I got a piece of wood and whittled it down to about the width of a forearm. Not too big, not too little, but nice and solid, nice and smooth around the edges so that we can wrap the sleeve around. So I'm testing out these Rock Rooster boots. I actually have a couple different pairs of them. I normally wear USA made boots, but I do understand, you know, a lot of people can't afford the USA made boots. And I will say these are really good quality boots. They're very, very affordable, surprisingly good quality for the price. By far the most comfortable boots out of the box that I've ever worn. Most of the boots that I wear have a huge break-in time. These are extremely comfortable right off the bat. And yeah, they're really good quality, and I can't recommend them enough for somebody needing great quality for, you know, as little money as possible. So here we have a factory CIVIVI TERAXE that's never cut anything, fresh out of the package, and I did take it out and check the edge, and it does have a really good factory edge. I would consider this a great factory edge. CIVIVI usually does do a great job on the factory edges, so we will test the factory one versus the exact same knife model, exact same steel, exact same everything, except for this one has been sharpened by me. So this knife has been sharpened to about the same way I would sharpen it as just one of my EDC knives, or if the knife was in for service. I do have somewhat of a low angle, but I did not bring it to the highest level of sharpness I could possibly do. First, I want to test what I would normally put on a knife like this. Then if that won't work, if that won't cut through the cut-proof sleeves, then I will bring it to the next level of sharpness. I guess this is a bit smaller than a forearm, but maybe about the size of a wrist, a smaller wrist, but either way, it'll work. It'll do the job. Right through it. Right through it without a problem. So I already know my edge will go through that. Like I said, this stuff isn't, I wouldn't trust it. So now let's get the level 5 on here, because this is the one that feels like it's very, very cut resistant. All right. Let's find out. Here we go. Level 5 cut proof sleeves. 3, 2, 1. Ooh, it was close, but it didn't quite make it through. It's very, very close. I'm going to give it another strike. Wow. That one actually made it through. I guess these aren't that cut proof, huh? So I know my edge will definitely go through it. It doesn't even seem like I'm going to need... Let me try the wrists, because this seems a lot more cut resistant than this part. No, right through. So, looks like level 5 cut proof sleeves. We might have to bring this up to another level. But just for the sake of entertainment, let's do my edge. Here is a brand new one, cut proof sleeve. With my edge. 3, 2, 1. Yeah, I barely touched it and it went through. You can see it's got a hole right through it. This time I'll give it a good cut, because I just smacked it. Oh man, split it right open. That's sharp. See if there's any edge damage. Not really. I can feel where it hit the wood. Let's zoom in here and see how it is. Just a cut. Yeah, so if you just slide it across it, it is a lot more cut resistant. I didn't try this direction. I mean, it still cuts through it, but it is a lot more difficult than doing an impact cut. But still pretty easy to cut through, as you can see. Let's see how both the edges are now. This one is a tougher edge because it's a higher edge angle. It's a factory edge angle, which they usually go for more toughness rather than sharpness. And it is still good. So it doesn't seem like there's too many defects. Maybe a little tiny pinch. This one is definitely more of a fragile edge because it's a lower angle, higher level of sharpness, lower toughness. And it's still cutting pretty clean. I do feel one, maybe not. Yeah, good. So both of them are still cutting paper very cleanly, which is surprising because this stuff is pretty harsh on edges, especially, you know, with the impact on the wood. All right, so I ordered a couple more sleeves that are supposed to be a higher rating. These are level 6, but I honestly do not think that they're going to be any tougher than level 5. It honestly seems like a lower grade, to be honest. However, we got a level 9, which actually uses 3/16 stainless steel wire in it. So let's find out if this can stop one of my edges. So here's a close-up of the level 9 before we get to cut it. Let you see what it is. And I'm going to take this off and we're going to shove our stick right in the handle. I don't have anything else that'll really fit this very well, so I'm just going to try to get it right there. We will still try the factory edge first, and then, you know, probably the other side will do my edge. Let's get to it. Factory edge. Oh, factory edge went through it. Wow, these things are not very cut proof. You can see there, it did get through it. Now, my edge is going to scream through this thing. I probably won't even put as much effort into it, but let's hit it anyways. Make sure this is nice and tight. Yeah, I just barely smacked it. It's cutting through. Now, if I give it some effort, yeah, she's going to tear through. Every time, I'm just going to give it a little slash, like a light duty slash, while it's a little tight. Just to see. Yeah, so it didn't cut through when I drag it. I'm guessing with the metal mesh inside of it, it dulls the edge immediately. But here, let me put forth a little effort. Oh, yeah, it cuts right through it when I put pressure. Okay, so, yep, it does not stop a good edge. Let's see how bad the edge is. Yeah, it definitely took a little bit of damage. This one did too, a little bit right there, right where it hit. This one a little bit more so because it's a lower angle, so the toughness is going to be lower, more slicey. This feels like it could be honed right back, though. Honed and stropped back. I will say, if you were wearing these against one of my edges, you would be damaged pretty severely. You know, with just regular edges, I mean, this is still pretty bad. But with this one, not even being an impact, more of just, you know, pressure and slicing, yeah, it's going to get to you still. You'll probably, you know, it'll definitely prevent a lot, and the chances of something, this sharp going across you, you know, I guess is either likely or very unlikely. With me, it's very likely. Yeah, I guess let's see if we can't get one of these fingers off. So I wrapped the wood. Let's see. Yeah, I mean, it's holding up. It actually is. I mean, I can cut through it for sure, but it does take some effort. So as far as like, you know, like just cutting through, it's really good. It's just not good at impact cuts. So, and yeah, we'll get this thing off. Let's see if we can see some of the metal wire. Yeah, it's really thin though, but yes, I can. You can see one right there. See the metal wire popping out? Okay, so we're trying something new. We have 2 of the level 6s wrapped on top of each other. So theoretically, this should be like a level 12, right? So we're going to try this. Now, like I said, is nowhere near as strong as the level 5. I would say this is like, I don't know, maybe a level 4, but it says level 6. All right, factory edge. No, it did not. I'm going to give it a go again. I felt like I didn't get a good hit. Focus. Nope. Let me give it a really good smack. Okay, so it's making kind of through the first layer. Let me try my edge. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. She made it through. Through and through. I'm on focus. Let's give it another smack. Yeah, she's making it through every time. Let's check out the second layer. You can see both of them. It did make it through. So, the factory edge did not make it through 2 layers of level 6, but my edge did. Now, this edge it's got some rolls in it. This could easily be stropped or honed out, but it does have, I feel, a little bit of damage there. Not like damage, but just a little bit of edge rolling. This is a low angle. You know, and the lower the angle you go, the more fragile it is. But it held up pretty good. There's no chips. There's, you know, a tiny roll that, and like I said, I could easily strop this back or hone it back. The factory edge being a tougher edge, not as slicey, not as sharp, it also has basically the same thing. I can feel there's a roll all the way up. And same thing, I could easily hone it or strop it out, but it's not going to be nowhere near the level of sharpness that this one will be after honing and stropping. Let's give it a quick go. All right, let's give this one a go. Let's see if one of these will cut paper now. Factory. Oh, not quite. My edge. Very good. Now remember, this is after honing and stropping. Let's try this one again. Yeah, this one just won't. Let's see if I can. A little bit better. Yeah, it needs a new edge. It needs a new edge. So, yeah, there she is. All right, guys, let me know down in the comments what I could have done better. Obviously, there's always something you can do better. And let me know down in the comments if there's anything else you guys would like to see me versus my edge against, or maybe a factory edge versus my edge against blank. Let me know down in the comments. I'd love to hear your guys' thoughts. Maybe we'll put together a video here pretty soon of some of those things you guys mentioned. And yeah, thank you guys for watching. I love you guys. Peace.